And cast. 4 weeks. We'll be back here to see how it's healed. It's gonna be great. This place is haunted, so we might all just be never fucking leave. We got told that after the show last night. That was fun. The nice woman who runs the place is like, do you know this place is haunted? And we're like, Jesus Christ. Aaron, the first half of the show, he was tripping balls, didn't know what time it was, couldn't locate his testicles. Thankfully, things are better now. He knows right where they are. This is a song I wrote about that experience. I'm wide awake and so like a bell. So tell me this is paradise and not some place I fell. 'Cause I keep on falling. I wanna feel the car crash, I wanna feel the capsize, wanna feel the bomb drop at the stop. I'm satisfied. Wanna feel the car crash, dying on the inside. Wanna let go and know that I'll be alright. It's alright, it's alright. Push me until I have to fly, 'cause I've shed my skin, my scar. Nothing dims these stars. Nothing dims these stars. These stars. I wanna feel the car crash. Wanna feel the capsize. Wanna feel the bomb drop. I'd stop till I'm satisfied. Wanna feel the car crash. Dying on the inside. Wanna let go. I have climbed the highest mountain, and I've run through the fields only to be with you. Only to be with you. I have run, I have crawled, and I have scaled these city walls, only to be with you.
hear what you said, but it sounded so fucking passionate. Want to do this one? You're already on the fucking drums? That was an incredible moment. I've been taking Robitussin all day, and I was like, he's probably right. He should start the song on the drums. There's no drums to start the song, but he should do it. Try it. Just do your interpretation of what the piano would sound like on the drums. Do it real quick. Just for everybody, because I feel like... Well, it's like jazz. He's going to throw shapes. Let's all pack up and move this year. Slip the liars. I feel like you're gonna shoot me. I like it, but it feels a little fire squatty. That's the face of somebody who's gonna shoot somebody. Jesus Christ, the band's coming apart. We're only like 10 days in.
It's this place. It's not
How can I get out of there? If the exit, are you blocking that shit? Are you with them? I'm gonna try and get there, and then you're like, sir, go back to your stage. You want me to go to that door? I might be able to overpower. Well, I might have a better chance with you. They look small, but they're powerful in a different way. They radiate power. Song off that record. A song about growing up in New England and not being rich, but going to school with really rich kids. I met you at a party. You were looking for your car key. Rich kids and Bob Marley. Yeah, they're never any fun. So we drove out to the ocean just to finally feel some motion. The waves sounded like explosions, and we counted everyone. But you kissed like the Queen of California, and it felt like I hadn't been born. I really miss you, West Coast JV. I know you had to get yourself free. I know it gets hard just to breathe sometimes. I'm never gonna forget your name. I'll never see the world quite the same. And I'll always keep a part of your dreams with mine. With mine. Right here, you're looking at a motherfucker in the zone right here. Did the Eagles lose? I totally see why he broke his fucking finger. If we get a little further, and I'll tell you how little I know about sports. It's gonna be exciting. Let's do this song first and see if we can get a couple miles in, and then I'll tell you some fun shit about how your sweet daddy doesn't know the difference between a softball, football, baseball, lacrosse ball. Here we go. Grew up believing love was a grudge. Home was a place where you lived with your guard up. People keep saying memories fade. Mine are all drunk and they just keep calling. Well, I hear the gun go off, crowd go wild. You're still here, mile after mile. Oh, the past is a long distance runner, and I'm falling further and further behind. Oh, the past is a long distance runner. It's going round in my mind, round in my mind. Oh, mine's like a to see the good in the people who see the good in me. And oh, the past is a long distance runner, and I'm falling further and further behind. Oh, the past is a long distance runner. It's going round in my mind, round in my mind. Oh, miles looking for love. We go miles looking for love. We go miles looking for love. We go miles. Oh, miles looking for love. We go miles looking for love. We go miles looking for love. We go miles. Well, I hear the gun go off, thunder crack in my head says go, don't ever look back. But the past is a long distance runner, and I'm falling further and further behind. Oh, the past is a long distance runner. It's going round in my mind, round in my mind. Oh, miles looking for love. Go miles looking for love. Miles looking for love. We go miles. Oh, miles looking for love. We go miles looking for love. Miles looking for love. We go miles. Oh. Let's all pack up and move this year. We'll slip the lives and disappear. We'll leave memories for auctioneers, and those just standing still, they'll miss the taste of wanting you. Call out your name like I still do, but they haven't said a word that's true. And they only hold you down. In this heartbreak world of just imagine, with tired talk of better days. In this heartbreak world where nothing matters, come on, let's make this dream that's barely half awake come true. Let's move out of Los Angeles, just drive until the summer gives. We'll forget the lives we used to live, 'cause they're gone. In this heartbreak world, just imagine, with tired talk of better days. In this heartbreak world where nothing matters, come on, let's make this dream that's barely half awake come true. God, I don't know, but I feel like I have his hair tonight. It's bouncing on top of my head like a fucking insane sponge of hair. Driving me nuts. What's the kid's name? Dustin?
No. Steve! You mean
It's really hard. I love all of you so much, but when you all speak at once, it's fucking incredible. Let's vote somebody in as speaker. Ma'am, yes, would you tell? Steve. What's Steve's last name? Thank you. You helped her. Steve Harrington. I feel like I have Steve Harrington hair right now. Yeah, it's tough. He does look like Steve Harrington. We're talking about the band Train. There's a new guitar player in that band. He looks like Steve Harrington. It isn't him, though. I'm gonna say again. Not about. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. That makes up for your boyfriend throwing me the fuck you. So I'll tell you a quick story before this next song about sports. So I was on, I sang the opening day national anthem. I've done it a couple times for the Giants in San Francisco. I thought the Giants were a New York team. This is why I don't like fucking sports, by the way. Bunch of fucking strangers booing on a fucking team. Give me a break, Jesus Christ. That's why I fucking can't stand it. But anyway, so I'm standing on the lip of the field. Is a lip, is that what they call it? Fuck you. It's a lip of a fucking field. Am I right? Like you call it a lip, right? You go to the edge of a field and someone's like, where are you? They call you, right? They're like, hey man, where are you? And you're like, I'm on the lip of the field. No? He would, he's not sure, he's bowing out. What do you call it?
Sidelines.
Oh, fuck. By the way, how old are you, just so I know whose mind I'm corrupting? You're 12. Okay, my kid's 12. She says a lot of these words. I thought it was going to go the other way, right? Because my wife and I swear a lot, and I thought, oh man, she's never going to swear because they don't do what... Oh, fuck, how old are you? You're like hidden amongst the, you know. How old are you, 12, 13? Oh, Jesus Christ. He's 10. He's fucking 10. At 10, my daughter said this, and I thought like, oh man, we're good. We're in the clear. My kid's never going to swear because they don't want to do what the parents do. She was really frustrated with dinner one night, and she just fucking threw her. And my wife's like, dude, what's the matter? She's like, this tastes like fucking fuck. And I was like, oh my God, that's not even used right. But at the same time, I was like, but strong. You know what I mean? You know what it tasted like. It's like a descriptor. You're like, oh, that is not good. So anyway, this is my sports thing. So I'm on the side vent, getting ready to enter the canal. And I turned, there's a woman who's my liaison, and she goes, welcome to the Giants. You know, it's down the street from my house. You know, I'm like, hey. She's like, welcome. I said, I'm going to probably ask you some stupid questions. She goes, there are no stupid questions. And I said, yeah, there are. So I'm standing on the sidelines, and there's a team in front of me. Or they look like a team. They're in blue. And their backs are to me. And they say, and now introducing the 2000 whatever San Francisco Giants. And then this door opens way on another side of the field, and there's fireworks, and these fucking dudes run out there like, they're saying their names, whatever their names are. They're like, Johnson, Haskell, you know, I don't know what their fucking names are. Panda Bear, you know, like all these nicknames and shit. So all these dudes are running out one by one. And I go, oh my God, this is so cool. This is gonna be, are these people in front of us just the placeholders? So they're gonna like swap them out, and then the blue jerseys are gonna become the jerseys with the names on the back. I was like, this is gonna look incredible, like Cirque du Soleil. I was like, this is high level stuff. She's like, yeah, no, this is the other team. That's the Braves. And I was like, fuck. Right? Had no idea. And then I said, see, I told you there's stupid questions. She goes, you know what, there are. She was very nice. So, and also I went to high school with a good friend of mine. This is a Pennsylvania-esque story. A friend of mine, and then I'll go back to the music. I feel like I should just spill the beans here. English teacher of mine, one of my dear friends still. I went to high school in New Hampshire. My parents didn't love me. They sent me away at 9, so buddy, you've made the cut, you're good. And my parents sent me away, and I became friendly with the teachers. And so one of my favorite teachers was an English teacher named Chris. And when I would tour in a car, I'd go stay at his house in Connecticut. And he and his wife, Linda, they were educators, lifelong educators. And he used to say, like, what's your favorite place to play? And I'd say, oh, you know, name different cities. And I'd say, you guys travel a lot. Where do you love to go? And he's like, oh, I really love, he's like, Pittsburgh's still my favorite place. And I said, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. And at the time, this was, 15 years ago. Pittsburgh was not the Pittsburgh that it is now, but it was a Pittsburgh. It was good. And I was like, oh, that's great. And then he said, yeah, when I was a kid, I used to go see all the shows at the stadium. And I'd be like, what? He's like, yeah, we had an inn at the stadium, so I could go see like Van Halen and stuff. I was like, oh my God, that's great. And I knew his dad did something with sports. I didn't know what. And I'd met his dad and all that stuff. Long story short, he was like, we were talking about Pittsburgh again later on another visit. And his wife goes, well, that's just because your dad kind of rebuilt the town. And I go, your dad was an architect? And he goes, no, my dad was kind of the Eddie Van Halen of sports. And I was like, he's alcoholic? Who's really talented, who has trouble pulling it together sometimes? And he goes, no, he was just really successful in that field, and it was difficult for me as a kid. And I was like, oh, that's crazy, I don't know. And then as I'm driving away from his house one time, I call my dad, who loves sports, which is probably one of the reasons why I don't. And I said, hey, Jerry, you ever heard of a guy named Chuck Noll? And he goes, yeah. I go, is he important? And he goes, Chuck Noll's only one of the best, my dad's from Boston, so he's like, only one of the best fucking coaches in the world. He brought him to the 3-time winner of the whatever the fuck, what do you win when you win things? He was like loving on Chuck. And so then I go, oh, that's Chris's dad is Chuck. And he was like, no way. And so I called Chris, I'm like, dude, your dad's kind of a big deal. And he goes, yeah, dude, I've tried to tell you this like for 15 years. It's a big deal. And I was like, well, son of a bitch, congratulations. This is Kink Shirt. It lit me like flare guns in the night. Turned all my nightmares into dreams. It was everything. And now it's just the soundtrack to weekends. Days in your bed while we sleep in. And I watch you dressed to the sound of a symphony, playing for two. Music used to be everything to me, and now it's just the soundtrack to you. Drunk at Pagoda, waited half the night to sing Tiny Dancer at dawn. There wasn't one person who got the words right, but the whole room sang along. Weekends, days in your bed while we sleep in, and I watch you dressed to the sound of a symphony, playing for two. Music used to be everything to me, and now it's just the soundtrack to you and I walking through Chinatown, talking about places that we'll never see. A-train to Rockaway, pizza on paper plates, watching the waves on the beach. It's all there in your chip-red fingernails. No, it's all there in the twisty of pigtails. It's the way she walks, the way she talks. Can't stop thinking about the girl in the kink shirt. Take me home, San Francisco. Can't stop thinking about the girl in the kink shirt. You and my imagination. You and my imagination. Can't stop thinking about the girl in the kink shirt. Sidewalk mariachi, I see you in your party dress, played out Sid and Nancy, bring on the apocalypse. I don't need no songs playing on the radio. I get all of my truth from your thrift store halo. It's the way she walks, the way she talks. Can't stop thinking about the girl in the kink shirt. Take me home, San Francisco. Can't stop thinking about the girl in the kink shirt. You and my imagination. My imagination. You and my imagination. Can't stop thinking about the girl in the kink shirt. want can break your heart. Getting what you want can break your heart. Getting what you want is gonna break you, gonna break your heart. Way she walks, way she talks, can't stop thinking about the girl in the pink shirt. Take me home, San Francisco. Can't stop thinking about the girl in the pink shirt. Stubborn fool who's living in the past. When we were young, we were free. All your friends were friends with me. Swimming in our clothes when the beach was closed. Midnight on New Year's Eve. And if you're having trouble, baby, holding on to memories, I got a king-size bed and a PhD in the way it used to be. I got a king-size bed and a PhD in the way it used to be. And when you write your movie, your autobiography, you can't reach the sweetest details, feel free to call on me. Write how I made you shiver, the ground underneath us shook. The devil is in the details. Me and I get on real good like we used to do. You were right, I'm a stubborn fool who's living in the past. 'Cause we were young, we were free. All your friends were friends with me. Swimming in our clothes when the beach was closed. Midnight on New Year's Eve. And if you're having trouble, baby, holding on to memories, I got a king-size bed and a PhD in the way it used to be. Yeah, I got a king-size bed and a PhD in the way it used to be. Whoa, whoa, oh, 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 whoa. This ain't your mystery. And if you're having trouble, baby, holding on to memory, I got a king-size bed and a PhD in the way it used to be. 'Cause we were young, we were free. Oh, come on down here, there's room right next to me. I'm tired of getting even, let's get odd, baby, and live life at the bottom of the sea. Yeah. Too many cars, drinking too much gasoline. There's no good news on my TV screen. There's a hole up in the sky, so come on baby, dive. Live life at the bottom of the sea. Tried my best to be someone else as I tried my best to be someone else instead. Tried my best to be someone else's. Now there's nothing left of me. The morning light ever calls you backwards, the circus begs you on. If the morning light ever calls you backwards, don't be gone too long. Don't leave me here alone. Into club, 50 Cent. Movies that were big in 2003. Love Actually. And then a bunch of other shit I never saw. One of the Harry Potters, which I just saw this year. Seriously. My kid was like, you want to watch the movies? I'm like, I'll do anything you want to do because I want to connect with you. And she's like, I'm good. But I got her. This is a song called, does anybody know that Beneath These Fireworks Records? Let's just see a show of hands. All right, So this is going to be enjoyable for about 2/3 of you, which is nice. For the 1/3 of you who have no idea what the fuck's going on, let's just know that I was mad and ruining my marriage. It was an arc of 3 records. This was the beginning of it, so I thought, you know, it was a different kind of ruin. By the 3rd one, it was just full-on fucking shit show. Yeah, fire. Dumpster fire. We're back. All right, this is a song called Sad Songs.
Yeah.
I've been waiting up for you to rescue me, to come around and cover everything, and relying on my best memory to breathe for me, breathe for me. I'm so much better than all of this. I'm tired of singing all the sad songs in my head, but I can't find enough of anything to drown out what you said. So many times if I catch myself letting you back in, but I'm so tired of singing all the sad songs in my head. I can still smell summer on your skin. I can still remember giving in, wrapped all up in your hips and in your sheets. It felt great falling, great falling. So much better than all of this. Tired of singing all the sad songs in my head, and I can't find enough of anything to drown out what you said. Sometimes if I catch myself letting you back in, but I'm so tired of singing all the sad songs. Cool to rule my world, ain't no particular sign I'm more compatible with. Just want your extra time and your kiss. Of the sing-along. Probably because it's haunted. So I need you to sing this shit. I need you to be confident in your damn selves. It's not my job, but if you want me to, I'll send you a couple good books that can help bring you out of your shell. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam, butterscotch clouds, a tangerine, and a side order of ham. If you set your mind free, baby, maybe you'll understand. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. It's a lot. But you're not the only fucking people who've ever had to do this. All right?
I've been doing it with
Leave that narcissism at the front door. We're in this together. We're gonna do it. I've done it with school kids and they know. It goes like this. I'm gonna sing it and then you'll really be like, son of a bitch, it's so much easier. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam, butterscotch clouds, tangerine, side order of ham. And if you set your mind free, baby, maybe you'll understand. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. Woo. Some of you not singing just because you don't know yet. Let's try it again. It was 7:45, all in line, greet the teacher, Miss Kathleen. Well, first was Kevin, then came Lucy, third in line was me. Now all of us were ordinary compared to Cynthia Rose. She always stood at the back of the line, smiled beneath her nose. Her favorite number was 20, and every single day, well, if you asked her what she had for breakfast, this is what she'd say. Come on. Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam, butterscotch cloud, tangerine, side order of ham. And if you set your mind free, baby, maybe you'll understand. Oh, starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. Cynthia wore the prettiest dress with different colored socks. Well, sometimes I wondered if the mates were in her lunchbox. Now me and Lucy opened it when Cynthia wasn't around. Lucy cried, almost died. Do you know what we found? Starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam, butterscotch cloud, tangerine, side order of ham. Yeah. And if you set your mind free, baby, maybe you'll understand. Oh, starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. Cynthia had a happy face, just like the one she'd draw on every wall, on every school. But it's alright, it's for a worthy cause. Come on, this song is for you. He keeps singing starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam, butterscotch cloud, tangerine, side order of ham. And if you set your mind free, baby, maybe you'll understand. Oh, starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam, starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam, butterscotch clouds, tangerine, side order of ham. And if you set your mind free, baby, maybe you'll understand. Oh, starfish and coffee, maple syrup and jam. Yeah, you will, you will. Trust me, I've been to a lot of parties. I've also been to some crazy websites. I feel so comfortable here. I might never leave. All right, ready? Let's do this shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're so delicious. You're so soft, sweet on the tip of my tongue, and you taste like sunlight and strawberry bubble gum. You bite my lip and you spike my blood, 'cause you make my heart beat faster. Only you and rattle my bones over and over. I can't control myself. Maybe a liar, one big disaster. 'Cause you make my heart beat faster. The way you swell, slow, so slow, pushing right out of your seams. It's the way you smile, baby, when you've got me on my knees. You're all night noise. You're a silent town. 'Cause you make my heart beat so much faster. Only you always rattle my bones. It's like somebody fucking totally long snake moaned you to the chair. Adam's from Vermont, so a lot of the shit I do is it's a lot for him. He's very sweet. When I found him, he was just making, stump sculptures. using a chainsaw. Remember you did the litter of kittens the first time I saw you? You're like, meow, meow. And I went up to you and I was like, hello, lad. Because I thought that was how everybody talked in Vermont. And I was like, would you like to come on tour with us? Remember? And you were like, can't hear you over the chainsaw. So I waited, you know. He had a pint of Ben & Jerry's there, so I just took a couple bites. Made sure to cover my LL Bean logos. It's like a fucking war up there between Maine and Vermont. And then, that's a weird shout out, but I back it. Did you go to UVM? Oh, thank God. I thought you were just like throwing shit out. God damn. How was it? Was it fun in Vermont? Did you do a lot of drugs? That frog venom shit. And you're tripping naked at the Ben & Jerry's outlet. Anyway. That's Adam Popick. Would you give him a round of applause? He's the best thing to happen to us out of Vermont since green energy. And then over here, from Lexington, Massachusetts, the same town I grew up in. We grew up in together. We went to high school with my brother, Mr. Arontak. You're supplying, it's electrifying. 'Cause you're the one that I want, you are the one I want. You're the one that I want, you are the one I want. You're the one that I want, you are the one I want. One I need, oh yes indeed. Sing sha-la-la, la-la. Sha-la-la, la-la. Ooh, 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 ooh. Come on, get high, loosen my lips, faith and desire, swing of your hips, just pull me down hard, drown me in love. I miss the sound of your voice, and I miss the rush of your skin, and I miss the still of the silence as you breathe out and I breathe in. If I could walk on water, if I could tell you what's next, make you believe, make you forget. So come on, get higher, loosen my lips, faith and desire, and the swing of your hips, pull me down hard, drown me in love. So come on, get higher, loosen my lips, faith and desire, and the swing of your hips, pull me down hard, drown me in love. I miss the sound of your voice, loudest thing in my head, baby. Ooh, yeah, I ache to remember all the violent, sweet, perfect words that you said. If I could walk on water, if I could tell you what's next, I'd make you believe, I'd make you forget. So come on, get higher, loosen my lips, faith and desire, and swing of your hips, pull me down hard, drown me in love. Come on, get higher, loosen my lips, faith and desire, and swing of your hips, pull me down hard, drown me in love. I miss the pull of your heart. I can taste this kind of communication with the person who I couldn't communicate with anymore. So I wrote a whole record, and Come On Get Higher was one of the letters, essentially. And Apparently she got it because it was a pretty big song. And she heard it. That was, but I never really had any contact with her again. And so I was making this record and I realized that like I'll never feel the way, we toured Some Mad Hope's 15th anniversary in the fall. We played the whole record. And I realized that I'll never feel that way again in my whole life. I'll never feel the way I felt when I was that age at that time. And I used to think I could feel this way all the time, right? But as it's like this crazy evolution, if you push hard, you realize that like you don't want to feel that desperate. You don't want to feel that out of yourself. You don't want to give so much of yourself that you feel like you can't live without somebody. It's a different kind of love that happens. It's like there's two different parts of your life, you know? And in that part of my life, it was all desperation. And it made for incredible things. Earmuffs. Sex is so much better. Different, you know? But when you're desperately clinging to each other, it's like fucking Titanic. And I realized that in the later half of my life, I like love much better now. I like loving people now the way that I do because there's a confidence and there's an exchange and there's it isn't so romantic, movie romantic. It's different. It's like gifts given back and forth between people. And I realized that the gift that this person and I had, how finite these things are. And again, I guess in my arrogance, I always thought you could get them again somehow. But I never did. And I wrote this song as like an adult version, an adult letter to this, sending out to this person. I don't think she'll ever hear it. Because the internet, things are so fragmented. I don't think it's gonna be it won't get played in her Whole Foods. You never know. She could be fucking hacking up some nut butter, you know what I mean? One of those nut butter machines, she's just like, and this song comes on, she's like, oh my God, that sounds like Matt Nathanson. Then she'd have to listen, stop the nut butter, you know what I'm saying? It's not very realistic. I think she's gonna never hear it. But I play it every night. So this is for everybody who loves in the present and appreciates the greatness of every moment we have, because that is the only magic we can really count on. For a minute there, we were perfect, crash and burn, but it was worth it. We made the beautiful people wanna be like us, and that's enough. Some hearts gotta break to let the light in. Took some time, but now I'm smiling. I loved you even before I knew what love was. And everything else felt so unimportant back in your Boston bed. And when the sun is getting lower and your wildest days are done, and they ask you about a photograph from back when you were young, maybe you don't have to tell them what you did when we were us. But when you think about it, I hope you blush just a little bit. When you think about it, I hope you blush just a little bit. When you think about it, I hope you blush. When I play it back, it's like a movie, and all the best parts still move me. You gotta admit, we look good back then.
Yeah, we look good, we look good, we look good.
Always sneaking off from the party. Everybody knew it didn't matter, we were burning like a blue flame in a furnace. I could have powered the city every time that you kissed me. Everything else felt so unimportant back in your Boston bed. And when the sun is getting lower and your wildest days are done, and they ask you about a photograph from back when you were young, baby, you don't have to tell them what you did when we were us. But when you think about it, I hope you blush just a little bit. When you think about it, I hope you blush just a little bit. When you think about it, just between you and me, what's it matter now? But when you think about it, I hope you blush just a little bit. When you think about it, I hope you blush just a little bit. When you think about me, I hope you blush just a little bit. When you think about it, I hope you blush. And when you think about it, I hope you blush.